Hello and welcome to this webinar from Guinea's Planet. Guinea 4 साल की एक बच्ची है. She has 9 fingers and wears a brace on her right hand, which is a radial club hand. वो चश्मा पहनती है to manage her vision. Guinea loves to play football and says being different is okay. Joining us today are Pallavi.
Hello.
Madhumita.
Hi.
And Riya. And I am Shantani. We will keep simplifying the concepts as we go. Right. So we come to the matter at hand. Essential marketing tips for a social enterprise as well as for a startup. Say you have a brilliant idea, a light bulb moment. And what's more, you think if you share it with others, they will agree with you and reward you. So marketing is what you do to get others to buy your idea. Marketing वो सब कुछ है जिससे आपकी idea और लोग खरीदे. You may give them a thing or a product to prove it, or you may explain to them, talk to them, which is branding and advertising. And you may bring your idea closer to them, which is basically when you place your product in stores. And if they agree with you, you may get the reward you had asked for in return, the prize. For businesses, reward eventually leads into their profit. So today we will have tips on how to transform an idea into a product, where to place that product, and how to promote the product. Tips that help us show you the rewards we got as a result. We are first a startup. The Commerce Ministry has defined a startup as headquartered in India, less than 10 years old, and earning less than rupees 100 crore a year. A dry definition, an official one, but a dry definition. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. Made of small teams, startups require everyone to multitask a lot. It is a challenge to secure funding because the business is new and unproven, and an even bigger challenge to market the new brand because consumers don't know them. Startups also seek quick planning and launches because delays would mean delays in learning and also delays in making changes for the better. And on top of being a startup, Guinea's Planet is a social enterprise, a SOCENT. Social enterprises have twin goals. Like a regular business, they have to earn profit, what we earn over and above the cost of operating. And like a non-profit, they work towards bringing about long-term social change. The social goals can be in different fields. So for Guinea's Planet, at the core is an inclusive world, a world where we don't think it is a favor when we acknowledge and accept the people who are different from us, and we don't think that the difference is a disadvantage. Like other corporations, revenue, what a business gets after selling products and services, is important to social enterprises. But unlike their corporate social responsibility actions or CSR actions, which are add-ons, the social cause is the very reason to exist for a SOCENT. Working for the greater good does not mean that marketing is a bad word, only to be looked down upon for a SOCENT. To make its living, marketing is essential. That was one of the first major lessons for Guinea's Planet after its launch in June 2019. Personal experiences of living in a world less kind to diversity drove the founders to form Guinea's Planet. They knew that the idea of an inclusive world had to be simplified for audiences of all ages. So it was broken down into two key thoughts: nurturing empathy and respecting diversity for the SOCENT. While June 28, 2019 saw the registration of the private limited company, its flagship product was out in the market by September that year, the young SOCENT missed out the crucial step of promoting its own brand from the start. So, brand awareness among consumers was low. That, of course, has changed. The pandemic also meant a change in the ways of product delivery and marketing. Stay with us for more of about the hits and misses in the times of COVID that we will mention at the end. But first, let Ria tell you how our intangible selling points were transformed into a physical form with the help of products.
Thank you, Shantini. So, right, market research. Why is it important for a startup and how should it be used to derive success? Market research एक बहुत ही effective tool है जो which is advisable कि सब करे before they begin their startup because it gives you direction and ideas for what to do exactly and how to target your customer audience. So market research is an effective way to collect, analyze, and interpret valuable information about your market segment, target audience, competitors, and identify the gaps. Helps to see the big picture how your product might fit into the marketplace. It provides an insight into your customers' behavior, how they are searching for information, their buying patterns, and preferred purchase platforms. So their lifestyle, their needs and wants. Are they using online platforms? Or are they using print media to search for information? Where are they going to buy their items or products from? So are they going online or offline? All these information come in the form of market research. So when the idea was born for creating Guinea's Planet, this particular startup with a cause in the center, the first action was to study the customer target segment for us, which were the parents, the children, and the teachers. And what we did was we prepared a set of questions on what we want to learn and understand from our audience and took interviews. This was a time-taking process, but the insights gave us direction for our startup. You can also use online surveys and forms for this purpose, like Google Forms and SurveyMonkey. These are all available online for free. We use Google Forms periodically for feedback from our customers after each workshop, so that we can tailor and update our workshops according to the needs of our consumer from time to time. To summarize, an in-depth knowledge of your customer is key. Their emotional, functional, and social needs all provide us insights into their lives and how we can come in with our products to address their pain points and make the entire experience rewarding. Market research also helps you in product development. The interviews that we did gave insights on what kind of product to develop, what kind of products parents or kids love or like. So, for example, Guinea doll. The Guinea doll was based on the insight that kids prefer a character with a story attached to them that they can relate to. And the entire concept of Guinea's Planet was built around it. Also, we saw that parents wanted to engage their kids in creative stuff. So we developed DIY workshops like make your own Guinea doll, Guinea puppet, pop-up storybook, etc., to engage children in creativity. And all these workshops were were created keeping in mind our core values. But not all products focus on kids. We also realized that adults as well as organizations who, like schools, who work with kids closely are key part of our audience. Firstly, because they are the decision makers as parents and teachers, and we want to nurture the similar ethos, build our credibility and trust with this particular segment. So we created workshops for them to participate and learn and be our patrons. And we keep developing workshops based on insights gathered periodically. Marketing and communication. Now, market research also helps in determining the marketing language that you can use in your campaigns and other content. For example, like in one of our interviews, a parent said that they like their kids happy and smiling. So we used those words, happy and smiling, and tried to reflect that on our poster designs and content. So like colorful posters, happy music in videos, presented in a fun way that parents and kids both can relate to and are attracted to. Market research also gives us insights into the search and buying patterns. So, this helps us to determine the best platforms to advertise and sell our products, whether it be online or offline. So, like for example, we wanted to know where parents go to shop, where they browse more. So, we saw parents use social media more, they use WhatsApp more, they do most of their shopping online because working parents, especially. So Guinness Planet uses these channels to promote products and mostly focus on online promotion. Insights gathered from market research, when implemented through effective communication tools, can help to drive results immensely. Another important thing that we should remember about market research is that market research also helps you to monitor market trends and keeps an eye on what your competition is doing. It helps you to understand the dynamics of the changing market. It provides you with information on what is working and what is not. So, for example, the new product trends or the social media scenario, the changing mindsets, etc., and how you could shape your enterprise to keep it thriving and relevant. Whether it's a direct or an indirect competitor, how they may threaten yours will also help you to develop and promote your products better and help your enterprise to remain competitive within the shared audience. So it is very important to remember that market research should be done periodically, like at least once every year, to keep up with the market trends. Now I invite Pallavi, who will tell us all about brand marketing.
So now we are done with our market research. We have an insight into what the customer wants. We have a draft of what our product offering should be. Now what? What do we do with all this? It seems a little overwhelming at this point. Well, let's simplify this. The next natural step in the process is to build the brand. So, what exactly is a brand? To put it in simple words, it's who you are and how you want to be perceived. A brand is more than a product, it's a perception which people have about you. Such perceptions are formed by products, messages that you communicate, experiences that you offer to people. Both products and services form a part of your brand. Customers have relationship not only with products and services but also with the organization. So a brand is nothing but a promise why you exist and the experience what you do. What does a brand do? A brand works at earning trust, loyalty, identity, quality, and perception. So, now how do we build this brand and why is it so important? Brand building is creating awareness about your brand, how you want people to remember you and recognize you. Let's look at some of the brands shown here: Coca Cola, Google, BMW, Lijjat Papad. What do we associate these brands with? Coca Cola is associated with youngsters, partygoers. When we think of Google, we think of it as a knowledge database, our go to for any questions we may want answered. BMW, luxury, elite, niche market. Lijjat Papad brings to us an image of women making papad and a bunny which appeared in its advertisement as well as on the product packaging. Amul brings an image of butter, milk, and ice creams. So, what have all these brands done? When we think of these organizations, we immediately think of certain products or services. We remember them, we trust them. Many people are loyal to the brand of cola they drink. Some people swear by the brand of butter they eat. This is the power of brand and why it is so important. So, whether you are a for profit or not for profit social enterprise, brand building is key to further your cause, to be pioneers in the field of the cause you have taken on. You need to establish yourself as a brand. Your brand name should be synonymous with your cause. So, now how do we go about building this brand? For a social enterprise such as Guinness Planet, the cause is always at the center of brand building. In case of any other organization, it is the brand positioning which guides the brand building activity. Let's break down brand building into simple steps. First comes the value. What are the core values of your organization you want your customer to see and perceive? In the case of Guinea's Planet, it is empathy, respect for diversity, and creating a more inclusive world where nobody feels like the odd one out. Then comes the identity. These are the visible elements of a brand, such as color, design, logo, website, that identify and distinguish your brand in the consumer's mind. At Guinea's Planet, we use blue, yellow, orange, and white as our main colors. Then comes the brand strategy. What is it? It is basically positioning the brand in the mind of the consumer. What is the segment you're going to cater to? This will be based on the research you have done and the customer insights you have gained, as already shared by Ria. In most startups, which are not social enterprises, the brand positioning comes at the beginning. The positioning of the brand decides all the other elements of the organization. For example, Coca-Cola was to be positioned in the minds of the customer as a fun and youthful drink. The youth was its audience. Its colors, design, marketing, brand positioning, everything was done basis of this. In case of a social enterprise, the cause determines the positioning. In the case of Guinea's Planet, to spread the message of empathy and diversity, we decided that it's children who we want to work with. Our products and workshops would be centered around children and triggering conversations with children. Our target audience, thus, was children along with parents and educators, as they play a significant role in these conversations, and very often they are the decision makers for the children. Children and parents we are currently tapping into. When our discussions with teachers was underway, the pandemic hit. Hence, this has taken a backseat for now, but it is the natural next step. Another target segment for us are adults and young adolescents. We are working with children to ensure that the world they grow up in embraces and respects diversity. But we need to work to create that world today as well. We offer workshops to adults and engage with young adolescents to give them nuances to work with and go back with perspectives which they then can use in their conversations with people they meet and speak to. Also, we have internal capacity building workshops for our team, who then go on to become an ambassador of sorts for the work we do. After this comes the designing of the product. We have our values in place, our cause in place. We have decided on our brand colors and logos. The next step is, of course, designing the products and in our case, the workshops as well. The design of products for a social enterprise is linked to the cause, as we always keep saying. The cause is at the center of everything we do. In our case, we have been the pioneers in developing a doll with disability, Guinea, and built a world around her. Also, let's take a look at some of the workshops we offer for both children as well as adults. So we work with children and adults and explain and give them perspectives about it. Now we have developed our products, decided our brand positioning. Now it's time to market this product or service. A good product or service is of no use if we don't market it well. A social or a non-social enterprise both need the brand or the concept to sell to people. So whether you are a for-profit startup like Guinea's Planet or a not-for-profit brand like Cry or WWF, you need a marketing strategy to build brand awareness. The research already done, we have an insight into what may work or not work with our target group. Accordingly, we develop the ways and means to reach out to our consumers. With the world at large having gone digital, it's a digital marketing strategy which most startups choose to launch out with. It has a wide reach and can help you target specific groups with paid and unpaid means. You choose the right message, the essence of your brand to communicate, and boom, you have a strategy in place. Taglines play a very important role here, and are a way to show people what your brand is all about. At Guinea's Planet, our tagline is nurturing a world where nobody feels like the odd one out. WWF for a living planet. Cry, stand up for what is right. Lijjat Papar, symbol of women's strength. Amul, the taste of India. The taglines need to be catchy, reflect the ethos of your product or experience, as well as relevant. As Ria has already said, every organization needs to have a dialogue with its customers periodically to meet the changing needs of their target audience. What may have been relevant earlier may not be so today. Simple example of this is the changing taglines of brands and the product packaging and colors, which are done on the basis of customer segment interviews and focus groups. Armed with our marketing strategy, you now launch a full-fledged brand awareness campaign. This is basically the way you want your brand to be perceived and how you want your brand to be recognized. This is typically done at different stages of a company's growth. To launch a new product or company, brand awareness will play a key role in its success. This is also done by well-established companies when they are trying to change the brand identity based on the customer insights they have gained or the paradigm shifts they have observed in the customer buying behavior. For example, Hypercity, a hypermarket brand, when it launched in 2006, its tagline was, "There's more to discover." It was a new concept designed along the big box stores of the West. However, a few years later, it was savings and value which became important to the customer. Hence, it changed its tagline, "Big store, big savings." And they had a massive campaign to create awareness and to change customers' perceptions about their brand. Now, every brand, to create this brand awareness, has to run campaigns periodically, which usually focus on the current situation in and around you or anything of relevance going on around. When the IPL is taking place, everyone rides high on the cricket fever and they run campaigns in and around cricket, IPL, and the teams. We, in the month of May, ran a campaign on Hope and Co. and Guinea Brings Hope, keeping in mind the grim COVID situation in India. We recognize the need for children to be addressed and without patronizing, generate engaging content for them. This month, as we turn 2, it's our birthday month and all our events are centered around it. So we are getting party ready all this month, from DIY party decor ideas to healthy bakes to going on adventures with Guinea and a birthday gift from Gunjan Sharma where she talks about gender and sexuality for young children. Also, other than brand campaigns, every brand creates some brand properties and they capitalize on it. Example, big brands like Big Bazaar have created its brand properties, Sabse Saste Din and Mahabachat. When we hear these names, we associate them with big savings and huge discounts at Big Bazaar. At Guinea's Planet, we have created brand properties like A Day on Guinea's Planet is a quarterly fundraiser that we do. It has a host of events, almost 15 events over a span of 1 or 2 days. Resource persons from different fields give us their time and help us to raise funds to talk about our cause and our message of empathy and diversity. What Guinea Reads is another way in which Pauline every Tuesday suggests books to Guinea and friends to read, which resonate empathy, respect for diversity, and a spirit of inquiry. These books in turn help parents to have conversations with their children around the same. Now let's look at some tools and ways in which we can create this brand awareness and a market for our products. Without a proper marketing plan, all that we have done so far will fall flat.